Have you ever wondered how people buy a $2 million, $3, $10 million building? It's likely that they do not have this money just sitting in their bank account. They more than likely use a combination of hard money and private money. And today I want to show you how we bought a $2+ million building using both of those things. First, you're probably wondering what those things are, what the differences are, so I'm going to give you a quick breakdown. This is how I think about it. Private money is like your uncle, your friend, your sister, your mom, your dad. Any of those people, an acquaintance, a business acquaintance, your boss. It's usually just a guy or a gal that has money in their account. Maybe they're earning 2 or 3% in their bank account. They're busy. They don't have time to invest in real estate. They don't have time to invest in any number of things. So they come to somebody like me who has a proven track record of buying properties, adding value, and generating income. And they say, hey, look, I've got this money in my bank account. It's not really earning me anything. I see what you're doing. Is there something that we could do here? Like, do you take money from people and give them a return? So the answer is yes, we do that. And that is how we got into this building. It's not solely how we got into this building, because we did use hard money as well. So hard money is not quite like private money. Hard money is more of an institution. You might go to a broker or a lender like myself. I do hard money loans all the time, but I am not giving out my own personal money. I'm not going into my Ally bank account and stroking you a check. I wish I could, but I just don't have those sort of funds to fund a $2 million+ building for you. But an institution will lend you hard money. That basically is like private money, but with more red tape. So a lot of people think hard money is like willy-nilly, crazy high interest rates, but they'll give it to you, no questions asked. That's really not how it works. With hard money, there's going to be all sorts of stipulations. Like, you're going to need a particular FICO score. We're going to need to see that the building is worth X, and when you add your rehab funds, your sweat equity, it's going to be worth Y, and those numbers all need to jive. So there's a lot more steps with hard money, because it's much more formalized than private. I mean, if you can imagine, with a private money investor, like say your uncle, for example, are they really gonna run your credit? Are they really gonna run the numbers on the deal? A lot of people do. But many times it's really money is being lent to you just on a trust basis, because they see what you're doing. And even if you don't have a proven track record, maybe you're a relative of theirs, and they see that you're ambitious and that you like this real estate game, and that you have a lot of promise. So it could just be something as simple as that. So those are the two differences. And again, we use both to get into this one particular deal I want to go over. So let's go over the numbers on it. We purchased it for $2 million. It's a 40,000 square foot mixed use building. It was really half vacant, which means that we needed to use hard money. Obviously, we would like to be in a lower rate, long-term loan, but we needed a short-term, higher interest loan so that we could do our sweat equity, we could do the rehab, we can get it rented so that we can eventually get into that long-term loan. We had to do the high interest, short-term hard money route because the property was just not financeable on a long-term basis as is. So $2 million purchase. The hard money lender that we were using required 30% down. Quick math, $600,000. We do not have $600,000 to just write a check to purchase this building for the down payment. That just wasn't going to happen. So what we did was we sold 2 buildings, and those 2 buildings netted us about $300,000. We placed those funds into a 1031 exchange, and so that money is now earmarked for our next purchase, which was this building. So we need 600, we sold 2 buildings, and now we have 300. We're still $300,000 short. What we did was we contacted a person that we are associated with in the real estate space, and he did have some extra money that he was willing to lend. He lent it to us because he knows what we're capable of, and he has seen what we have done over the years. If we did not have a track record, he would not have given us this money. He just would not have. He likes us, we're friends, but if we didn't have a track record, it just wasn't going to happen. So we were able to raise another $300,000 from him. So now we have our $600,000, and we were able to close on the deal. From there, I want to talk about sort of the differences in what you can expect as far as interest, points and everything involved in like a hard money loan versus a private money loan. Our hard money loan was significantly more expensive than the private money. So the hard money loan cost us 12% interest and 2 points. So what that means is if we bought it for $200,000 and we put in $600,000, $300,000 of ours and $300,000 from the private money lender, our balance with the hard money lender is now $2 million minus $600,000 for a total of 1.4. So we owe this hard money lender $1.4 million. Even worse than that, because we had to take out a rehab budget, because remember, this place is half vacant. Like we need to do fix-ups. We need to make sure these units are in good shape so we can get these things rented. We had to take out another $500,000. On top of that, now we're at 1.9. We did what is called an IR, which is an interest reserve. What that means is the hard money lender placed in escrow a certain amount of money for us that was to be used for our monthly payments every month. If we boil that down, that means that we are personally not making any monthly payments. This escrow account, this IR interest reserve account, is making those payments for us to the tune of about $20,000 a month. The only way this deal works is having that interest reserve account, because not only does this property not cash flow, it's half rented, and we have to pay you $20,000 a month? Like that's just not how this works. An interest reserve is a very common thing in this industry because this is how these big deals work. I mean, this is sort of on the smaller scale, but like, can you imagine a huge apartment building that's only half full and you know, the operator is trying to rent it out and they have to pay $1 million a month? That's just not how it works. So oftentimes you will see in these deals an interest reserve, and to be honest, that really saved us. But the point is that we're paying interest and points on all of these items. If you add everything up, at close, we paid about $45,000 in points. And that is, again, we paid 2 points. So we were paying 2 points on the money that we took out from the hard money lender. But it gets even better for them. We're paying them 12%. We're paying them 12% interest on the principal. So we're obviously not paying 12% on the interest that is in the escrow account. And in addition to that, the $500,000 that we're using for the rehab, we're also not paying interest on that until it's used. That's a very common thing in this industry as well. With the money sitting there unused and untapped for our rehab efforts, we're not paying interest. When we do our rehab and that money is redistributed to us, that's when we start paying interest. So basically day one, we're paying interest at 12%, which is about $168,000 in one single year, just on the principal alone. So this is a very, very expensive loan. So you can see where we're paying that $20,000. You can see where that comes from. Now remember, what did we do to get into this deal? Yes, we provided $300,000 of our own money, but we paid $300,000 of our private investor's money as well to get into the deal. He was charging 8%. So at $300,000 at 8% is $24,000 a year. This is a great deal for him. His money was in an account. These days, it's paying, say, 3%. If he's earning $24,000 a year with us versus $9,000 a year with a bank, that's over 2.5 times. We are giving him 2.5 times in one single year what he could earn at a regular bank. And guess what he has to do throughout that year? While we're you know, talking to tenants, managing the property, doing the rehab, guess what he's doing? He's doing whatever he wants. He's not involved. We're not talking to him about the rehab. We're not talking to him about the tenants. He gets no tenant calls. He gets no calls from the city. He does nothing but collect a monthly check from us because he allowed us to get into the deal. That is the difference between hard money and private money. We've done this many, many times. We are continuing to get into deals via these means. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. And remember, the sky's the limit.